So I've got an interesting looking Maple Burl here. It's got bark on this side, but it has fallen off in other places, and I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it or not, and I'm really not sure which direction I want to turn it. It's about 11.5 long and 8.5 to this point, but there's a step in it. It's about 4¼ inches tall. I'm in a dilemma which direction I want to turn it. What I've done is I've hot glued a tenon on the back. I'm going to turn it this way to see what sort of shape develops, because I think I want this to be the top. It's really got some pretty grain in there from what I can see. This leaves me the option of still making this the top, because I'm not going to drill a hole for a worm screw there or put screw holes in it. Let's get it mounted up and see what happens. Okay, got a 5/8 bowl gouge, and I'm doing about 550 RPMs. Okay, let's cut a little bit more here. Alright, I'm just going to take a little bit more off of here. Just maybe 3/16, and then we will use a negative rake scraper and then sand it. Okay, looking good. Alright, that looks good. We'll go ahead and sand this, and we will get it flipped around. So I'm going to start out with 80 grit. I'm going to sand it in reverse. About 400 RPMs, because there is a lot of airspace there. Okay, that's working good. This is really a nice piece of wood to work with. Really nice. When I get it sanded up to 400, I will have it flipped around, and I'll be back when we're there. Okay, I'm back. It's flipped around. I took that tenon off that I had hot glued on there, and it worked quite well. So now I need to flatten this off and see what sort of a shape I can cut into here, remembering that this does not go all the way down, so we don't want to leave a drain spout in there, that's for sure. Okay, let's flatten this off. We're getting about almost 600 RPMs. That wood is nice and dry. Pretty warm shavings coming off of there. I go to this conventional grind bowl gouge. I'm going to work at getting this off of here. Alright, I've pulled the tailstock out of the way. We'll remove the center section and then we will work on the final shape on the inside here. I really don't want to go much more right here, but mostly because I have this bark. I'll just have a little bit of wood left on this side of it. So I think that's as far as I actually want to go with that. So let's get rid of this. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and establish this depth now, and I like to use my round carbides to do that, and then I can go back to a gouge and clean it up. Alright, that's close enough. So, we'll finish blending this in and we can sand it up. I like it. Pretty good. Use my negative scraper to finish that bottom out. Okay, I think that will do it. Move this out of the way and we will sand it. I'm going to start with 80 grit and work my way up to 400, and then we'll get some finish on it. So I'll do a little sanding now, and just to show you what it is, which I think you already know. So we'll just sand all this up here. That's going to be very easy. And then this here, I'm going to sand that in reverse. So that's going to be pretty easy as well. But I have maybe a half an hour or so of sanding here, and come back and put the finish on it. All sanded to 400, and I'm ready to put some finish on it. I plan on using the General Finishes wood bowl finish, formerly known as their salad bowl finish, and it's called Food Safe. So I'm going to get a coat on this side. Then I got to go in and roast a turkey that I've had brining for a number of hours. This is spectacular. Oh, you just wait till it finishes on this piece. It is beautiful. I don't know if you can see the streaking in here, but it just lights up when you turn it. It's amazing. Nature really provides us with an abundance of beauty, and this is one beautiful piece. You can see it right there, the same stuff, these little flames coming up in here. This may be one of the most beautiful pieces of wood. I've said that before, and I meant it then, and I mean it now. This is gorgeous. Okay, I probably get the rest of the finish on tomorrow. See you then. Okay, time to remove the tenon. Got a block in my chuck, and I'm going to use some of the non-slip padded material. Bring the tailstock up to my existing center that I've had. So let's see how it's turning. It's just a little bit out, so if I'm going to recenter it, it might help. And that's not bad. Okay, we're going to start with a 3/8 bowl gouge and take the majority away. About 550 RPMs. Alright, I'll have to sand the rest of this when I get it off. And a lot of times I'll cut this off all the way, but I am taking no chances with this piece, so I'm going to saw it off. Easy to sand. This sand's really nice. So we'll go ahead and sand this off. We'll get it signed. We'll get some finish on it. And we're all done. Well, it's all done. And I must say, I spent over a week thinking about which direction I wanted to turn it. I wanted to leave a natural edge on it in that shape, but it sloped down this way, and it wouldn't have left a very big opening, and I wouldn't have been looking at so much of the beautiful grain that this has. So I went the other way with it, and it shows off a lot more grain. Even looking at the piece before I turned it, I could tell that there was some beautiful grain in it, and I could see some of this flame even through the chainsaw cut. So that kept pushing me to do it this way, and I'm sure happy I did. The grain in this is like no other that I've done. It's just got all of this flame here. It's got that beautiful burl in there. Got more of that flame. This is a natural chainsaw cut that I received. It was natural to me, but I just left it on there because that's how I got it, and I think that was a good idea. And I kind of thought about cutting it round, but I thought, well, you know, Phil says leave them like you find them, so that's what I did here. I really like it. I'm glad I did. You can see that burling in there. It's just spectacular. Beautiful piece. This bark right here was kind of flaky, so I used the Sanaflex. Got all that loose stuff removed, and when the finish is put on it, it's real deep red. Really pretty. This didn't have bark on it, and it feels really nice, and it looks good too. So it's still about the same dimensions because I didn't cut anything on the outside. Almost 12 inches long and almost 8 inches up and down this way. It did shorten to almost 3 inches on the height. I used General Finish's wood bowl finish, which is food safe, and I used the Acks abrasive paste and polish just on the inside here. Really happy with it. I think this is one of the most beautiful pieces of wood that I've had the pleasure to turn. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, please consider doing so. And for those of you who are, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Leave a comment. I read them all. Also, share the video. Thanks again, and until the next time, see you later.